Okay, hey y'all. It's your girl. You already know who the fuck it is. It's Lex, Muriel. Um, Welcome to Get Your Shit Together. And if you're wondering, every time I start an episode, I be like, it's your girl, Muriel, Lex. Because for most of my life that I've been alive and walking on this earth, um, when I would go to school or to work, people call me Muriel because that's my first name. But my mom would tell like my family, people at church, family friends that my name was Alexis or Lexi. So my family called me Lexi or Lex. Um, and then I would go to school and be Muriel, even though I was the same person. Yeah, when I had to live with my godmom, she knew me all my life as Alexis. So when she was appointed my legal guardian, she didn't know that my name was Muriel, cause my mom never just didn't really tell people. I don't know. But hey y'all, what the fuck is up? Ain't shit up with me, but just processing shit. And one of the things I'm processing, I just want to talk to y'all about is shame. When I was in high school, middle school, high school, I was going through a lot, like a lot. Um, like a lot at home, a lot at school. Um, from I want to say maybe the second grade through um the seventh or eighth grade, or maybe the sixth grade, seventh grade. I was mostly let me not just say seventh. I'll just say sixth grade. From second grade to the sixth grade, I was mainly bullied or like picked on a lot for being either ugly, fat, weird, or los tres. Like I don't know what it was, but people just did not like me. And I would make friends, and then one minute they would be my friend, next minute they'd be talking about me, or they'd be playing with the other girls. And my school was 70. My county, the whole county school system, was like 70% white, 18% black, and the rest was the rest. So yeah, I was for a lot of time. I was from first grade, I was in the gifted program, and we called it Odyssey. And so I would go to Odyssey one day a week, and they would have it at my school, and then they would have kids from another school. They would put them on a bus and send them to my school for Odyssey that one day a week, for different age levels or whatever. So yeah, for the whole time I was in Odyssey from first grade through fifth grade, I was the only black kid in my class. And for a couple of years, I was the only person from my school in that class. Um, because when I started out, there was three of us. There was me, this white boy, and this white girl. And me and the white girl, we was cool. Like I thought of her like my best friend when we were in first grade. Like I used to love Lauren. Um, and then I had a crush on the white boy. His name was Patrick. Anyways, so we were all in the same class, and we all got sent to the gifted program. And my teacher, we were in the same class. So we had the same first grade teacher, and my teacher would never say anything to the other students that I noticed, that to Patrick or Lauren, about anything regarding Odyssey. But for me, it was always a problem. Like I couldn't bring my Odyssey book to class with me, like just on a regular basis, because I wouldn't. I liked, like, I don't know. I felt like I was a big kid if I had a binder, because we had a binder for my Odyssey class. So I feel like a big kid when I put in my book bag. Like look at me, I got a little heavy book bag. It got some little weight to it. And she was like, no, you don't need to bring that every day. And I'm like, I don't need to, but I want to. And homegirl didn't even believe me when I told her that my birthday wasn't February the 28th. Because she wrote my birthday on the board, on like the little calendar. And Patrick's was, I think, the 24th, I want to say, or the 26th. And I was like, no, I know my birthday is before Patrick's. And so she was like, no, it's on your paperwork that your birthday is on the 28th. And I'm like, my birthday's the 20th, ma'am. Call my mom. Call my mom. She called my mom. She was like, yeah, her birthday's on the 20th. And so she changed the date. But yeah, I don't know what was wrong with my teacher. Like, I don't know. I think one year, no, same teacher. It was Halloween, and I still got this picture to this day. To this day, okay? So it was Halloween, so we got to come in our costumes, and it was me, and I want to say, like, hold on, let me pull up the picture. Okay, y'all, I'm back. So it took me a little minute, but I found a picture. So it's one, two, three, four black kids in the entire class, and it's 10 kids in the class. So six white or six others, I want to say, other than black, non-black, and then four black kids. So I was one of the four black students, and yeah, so all of the white kids or those all of the non-black kids, they have on costumes. I see a little princess. I see a little boy from Rocket Power. I see Scooby Doo. I see Harry Potter. I see a cowboy. And I guess there's a one white girl in the back. But everybody else, we had makeshift costumes. I don't know why my mama didn't send me to school with a costume. I don't know why everybody else's parents didn't send them to school with a costume. But my teacher made, like, she took, I guess, one of those wide pieces of paper thing that you're supposed to learn to write on, like one of them, and some little makeshift ears, and made us monkeys. Everybody else got their costumes, but all the black kids were monkeys. So yeah, and then like, I guess cause my mom's black, I'm black, my daddy black, I got nigger hair, so of course when you have Negro hair, you got to put some oil in there. You got to put some grease in there. You got to put some shit in there to make it. Okay, my bad again, y'all. My dog was outside acting crazy. But yeah. So when you black, you got to put some grease in your hair. You got to put some shit in there. And I guess when my teacher was pulling the thing down on my head, it kept sliding right back up. And my teacher told me to go home and tell my mama to stop putting so much grease in my hair. Like, what the, how you look telling me to go tell my mama to not put no grease in my hair? This is my hair, damn it. Don't put this shit on my head. The fuck? Anyways, I'm gonna go back to how this gonna come up, later in this podcast, in this episode. But, I'm gonna reference back to that. But anyways, so, just growing up, people pick on me. I remember I was in the fourth and fifth grade. I had the same teacher, and the same teacher let the same shit slide both years. So naturally, I had two bad years of just getting picked on, not feeling like I was heard. I was constantly getting in trouble. My teacher had my mama number on speed dial, y'all. My mom had to come drive 20 minutes every other day to come get me from school, or to come tell me to calm my ass down and do my fucking work or whatever. And it's not that I wasn't doing my work, because I was making good grades, I'm assuming. It was just that people would, like, you come walk up to me and say, "Hey, Muriel, you ugly. You don't think I'm supposed to just act a fucking fool? Bitch, I'ma knock all this shit over. I'ma scream so everybody can hear me, goddammit. Like, what the fuck?" And that's what I used to do. I used to show my ass. And every time they would be like, "Oh, well, she was getting loud, da da da." My mom would say to them every single time that they would talk. When they would say that I would get loud, she would be like, "She's black. What else is she supposed to do?" Like, she gets riled up. And they just didn't understand that. And I was always punished instead of them talking to the other kids and say, "Hey, don't be a dickhead all your life." It was always my fault. I was the one that had to go to the counselor and listen to the counselor tell me it'd be weird. Like, bitch, I don't give a fuck. I mean, I give a fuck now, but I didn't then. I'm like, why isn't anybody else? Like, even I could see then, like, why isn't anybody else coming to talk to you? And honestly, they couldn't have brought the whole class in to talk to her one by one, or it would have taken nice. So that's why they pulled that common denominator. I guess. But, Yeah, so fourth and fifth grade. Eventually, I like the principals always saying like, okay, something's not right. We're just gonna take you out of this class. But they only did that in like the beginning of May, and school be over with by May 20th ish where I'm from. So I was only in there a couple of days, really. I was there for really different, but anyways, when I was sixth grade, I went to school and they brought all the counties together. They built a school while I was in fifth grade. They built school for fifth grade. I was left fifth grade class at elementary school. So I went to new school in sixth grade class, and I was only to my advanced English or math or what. We went the same kid all day, going to different classrooms. I was only with my school in my class. So everybody did other things differently, and I was the one to get back up. And one nobody would have bet me up. I thought I was just a fucking buzzer. And I had a lot of trouble out there. Like, I damn you didn't see it's affecting your work. Teachers, they're like, oh no, get bad. I didn't see. Yes, I did. I just bad bitch. I telling me Frank, you think supposed to care about what move? And this girl, she was like, so much grease in your hair. I could find me some backing up in there. And y'all know that became a story. Saying it, she pushed me in the gym and pushed my ass on the floor. I got pushed her ass back. She became out for this silent. Yeah, and then two problems just get picked on at school. I'm because at home, find my cousins. Every time I go to the house, I'm crying, tell them I'm gonna bring me back home, come with me. And I know everybody thought it was my fault that I could get on me about the child. No, it's just I love it just treat you like shit and you just act here at all hunky dory. No, fight everything. So, and then by like seventh grade, I made friends. Sixth grade, I had friends, but they weren't like. Even my teacher was telling me those are the kind of friends you want. And she was right. I just didn't want to listen. But eventually, like, that shit came light, and I was like, okay, cool. I found some other friends. So good. I can let that go. Yeah, I made more friends, learn to be a friend, and get along with other people. Even though I knew how to do that, people just didn't think I did or whatever. Anyways, but then those friends, it was me and two other girls, and we was like thick as thieves. And my mom took us to Valdosta, Georgia, during the summer, between 7th and 8th grade, and we went for a weekend, came back, they taught me no more. And I didn't figure out why until probably damn near when I was grown. But then, like, come 8th grade, we had class together. So, eventually, it wasn't no door. They talked to each other, and we became big friends again. And then one of the girls moved away, and then me and the other girl, we was, like, sisters. We sisters. I don't know that. Yes. So different. Rocky. I had my first chill breakup type thing, I guess. That shit hurt like a motherfucker. But it's okay, I got through that. Then high school, between middle school and high school, right? So between 8th and 9th grade, me and one of my friends, that I grew up with, we were friends, but we didn't really have, we didn't hang out that much. But I don't know how we got started talking about this, but we did this fundraising thing. We fundraised, made money, and went on a trip to Newark, New Jersey, for New D, and somewhere else. I don't know. It was so long ago, child. And me and that friend, we had to spend a lot of time together, fundraising and going to these meetings and this and that, the third. And then we went on a trip together, and it was her sister, her mom, and her brother. It was 4 of them. And yeah, so I don't know. When we got back, like, before I went, this what happened with my mom, and I was like, I started to feel shame. That, like, my house isn't normal. There's shit going on that's out of my control and it can make or break my future or my family's future or whatever. And so I really tell my friend anything that's going on. I played like the thing was normal, and then we get on a trip. And it's like it was hard for me to keep my cool, I guess. It was whole day, and I was like, when I got back home from this trip, because the trip was 13 days. And I'm like, when I get home from my trip or something, like, what am I supposed to do? But she wasn't. But it was just, like, from when the search warrant came, like, they had to wake me up out of my bed. I probably just had on t-shirts, underwear, so they had to walk me, because I had 2 rooms. They had to walk me to my bedroom to put on clothes, and everybody's looking at me crazy. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I'm 14. Like, what am I gonna do? Tell her no, I'm 14. And since the day I turned 14, I did my own job to make my own mess I could want. But mom's like, no. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I ain't got shit to do. And when the trip came back, and things got drastically harder. Things got harder after my grandma died in 2012. So that was when I was in 7th grade. And she died in her sleep. And then everything just changed. Everything got scary. And my grandma, she was like my best friend. And it was like some of the things that I was going through, I couldn't tell anybody. I told my friend I was just telling you about, with like sisters, I told her. She was the only one that really was going with me. And I appreciate her for that, even though it was nothing she could do. It's just that I got the chance to tell somebody. And so that's like, I don't know. When I got to high school, it's just a lot of things. Okay, let me start from 9th grade. 9th grade, baby, I thought I was Tammy Roman and I was gonna fight everybody. I was gonna whoop some ass. I was ready for anything. I almost got in a fight with this girl and this little bitty ass girl that everybody in the school wanted to fight. And she started taking off her shoes. Like, what are you doing? And she took her earphones from her neck to take off her shoes. I was like, you doing way too much. So I just grabbed my purse, started walking, and here come this teacher, and she pregnant as hell, wobbling in her way, like, go to the office, go to the office. I'm like, damn, you see me trying to walk away. And so I got in trouble for hallway disruption. And then, like, I think maybe a couple months later, I'm sitting on the bus, like, just, and y'all, I'm sitting on the bus, I happen to look out the window, and I see that same girl running for her life, and it's a group running behind her. I was like, what the fuck? That bitch pissed off the wrong people, and it was a group of people running after her. And I guess she had to run until she got to the counselor's office, and that's when they decided to walk away from her ass. And she had to hide in school suspension all day, damn near all. It was glad. Yeah, she wasn't worth it. Because they was gonna put my ass in jail for fighting her, and she was not worth it. But I didn't really get in no fights in high school though, y'all. I did one time on the football field in gym class, but it wasn't a real fight. But yeah, so like high school, I guess or the shame that everybody else, that I couldn't tell anybody what was going on with me, because they might say something out the way and I had to whoop their ass for real. And so I just didn't say nothing. I was just on edge. The only thing that you can ask people what I taught in 9th grade was probably Beyonce. I had to find something that I wanted to aspire to, and I wanted to be like Beyonce. I wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be famous. I wanted to touch people's heart with music, just like she touched mine with her music. Because, I would hear Beyonce on the radio every now and then, but something about flaws and all just spoke to my heart. I was like, maybe I need to pay attention to her. But what she's saying some good shit. And so I guess like I would spend my time researching Beyonce, like looking at interviews, just see what kind of a person she was when she's talking about herself. I think that was around the time the year 4 came out. So I was like, I don't know, Beyonce everything. I had a little Instagram page. That was back when Instagram first. And I was big B stan back then. And so most of the things I talked about was Beyonce and singing. The only 2 things I was concerned about. School, I just showed up, did my work. Oh, and makeup. Most definitely makeup. Cause I would show up to school with half of my face did, and then go to breakfast, eat my breakfast, go to class. And before I would go to class, I would take, they had a little bitty things of cereal or whatever. I would take the little thing of Fruit Loops, go to class, eat my Fruit Loops dry, put my mascara on, and my teacher would always think I was gonna poke myself in the eye. I'm like, no, I got this. Don't worry about me. She'd be like, oh, you doing your eyelashes again? And yeah, so I do my mascara in class. And so I don't know, by the end of 10th, and that carried on until end of 10th grade. By that time I was 16, getting ready to get my license. I think the day for me to get my license was June 20th, but June 14th, everything changed. I had to go stay with my cousin. My mom went to jail, so I had to basically fend for myself from that point on. From that point on, I no longer had somebody to tell me what to do. I had to do it myself. Nobody told me, eat that food I just cooked for you. No, it was, you don't want to eat, you ain't got to eat. Or it's not going to cook anything for you. You got to find food. Like, I was my cousin, they would get most food stamps for me, and they would cook and not cook me food time. And so I would have to eat cereal or cook my own food until I had to stay with my godmom. And when I went to school with my cousin, I was there for 2 months, and everybody loved me. I don't know why, but I figured that because my cousin was like, this my little cousin, they was cool with me then, because everybody knew them. But I don't know. I felt more. I don't know. I felt more comfortable at that school with the people because it was black people, but there was more black people than I was used to, and the white kids were still hillbilly-ish. But I ain't really. I don't know. I'm cool. I don't have any judgment or I have preference of who my friends are, because now, like, you can look at me and say, oh, she probably just don't have nothing but black friends, or she just probably don't hang out with nobody. I used to have a lot of white friends. All my friends growing up was white. Most of my friends growing up was white. Where I would go to class and have friends in class or whatever. So I'm not like, I don't have no preference of if you black, white, Hispanic, Latino, Latinx, whatever you are. If we cool, we click. It's it. Like, that's just it. I don't know. I could talk to anybody. I could talk to Donald Trump if you put me in a room with him. I wouldn't have no choice. I wouldn't want to, but I wouldn't have no choice. Anyways, okay. But so yeah, back to the shame. I just felt like, oh, everything that happened to me was like a judgment about me. So I didn't tell people. Sometimes I couldn't participate in things, and I would have to make up an excuse or just not participate, and that felt like so much for me. And then, so that happened in between 10th and 11th grade. 11th grade, I ended up, after I was living with my cousin, I ended up moving in with my godmom, who was my grandmother's best friend. And I went back to my old high school. When I went back, everything for me changed. I was a completely different person. I didn't talk much, from my understanding. I didn't talk much about me, for the most part. I'll probably just, shoot the shit with people, go to class, do my work. But I didn't have time for, I had time for making teachers mad. 11th grade year, because it was just so much. I just had to focus on something. And then by the time I got to 12th grade, I realized that I needed to figure out what I wanted to do. And I'm like, well, the most obvious choice for me is to go to college. I mean, I'm good in school, I guess, so I might as well just go to college, get a degree, get a job, because I can't stay around there. Where I'm from, I couldn't stay around there. So, and then my teachers, like, school, started noticing that I was smarter than what I was putting out, or that I was more capable than what I was showing. And they're like, yeah, we're putting you in advanced classes. We're putting you in honors classes. We're putting you in AP classes. Without even, like, asking me, they was just letting me know that that's what they were doing. And I'm like, okay, and then I did good, and I don't know, I wanted to go to school for music, and then my chorus teacher, she told me, she was like, that's cool and all, but how you gonna go to school for music and you don't even know how to play piano? I was like, you know what, you raggedy bitch? I'm just playing. She not no raggedy bitch, y'all. But yeah, so I learned how to play the piano. I did my senior project. We had to do a senior project where we learned something, took pictures, made a presentation, and write a 8-page paper. So I did that on learning to play the piano and the history of the piano. And So I know a little bit on how to play the piano, not much. Um, and then I went to the University of West Georgia's student day or whatever day. I think it was preview day, where you could just see the school, see what they have to offer. And in my mind, I was going there for music. So when I got there, I was talking to the music teachers, and then I was walking around some more, and then they went on about math education, and they had a track where you can do math education in 4 years, and in secondary education to teach high school, which normally that's you get your bachelor's and then you get your master's. So I was like, that sounds like a smarter plan. And that's what I went to school there for. But I didn't stick to that because math is hard, and I'm smart. I'm very intelligent, but maybe if the teacher not gonna help me, I ain't worried about it. Cause I had plenty of teachers that would just make you write notes and then would offer you help. They just say, "Oh, go to the math tutoring lab," and I'm like, if I go over there and they tell me this, and then I bring it back to you, and you say I was close to by myself, then I was going to the math tutoring lab. Why couldn't you just help me before I went over there and wasted all my damn time? You get what I'm saying? So yeah, I switched my major from that. But back to my point, because this is taking a long time, and I wasn't meaning for it to take this on, y'all. But back to my point with shame. Like, I was talking to one of my friends from high school, from that we grew up together, but we weren't friends. We were never friends until maybe the 11th and 12th grade. And we were talking, and she was like, and I told her that I was like, yeah, like my mom was in jail that whole time, and she was like, you know, you really can't judge a book by its cover, because she said that she thought that I was like, my family was rich. I'm like, hell no, we was not. And then she was like, well, why didn't you just say nothing? I'm like, I felt bad. Like, I felt like it was something, it was a judgment that would be passed on me, that people would think like, oh, that my mom's in jail, so that means that I'm destined for jail too. And I knew I wasn't. And I still understand that now, that I'm not. That's not what I want to do in my life. And I'm going to try my best, my very, very best, to do right, because ain't no sense in just going down. It's only up from here. And I guess I just had to let y'all know that if you have something going on in your life, just know that it's not your fault. Like, if your parents are caught up in some shit, it's not your fault. You didn't ask to be here. You didn't ask for none of this shit. Like, and I see these TikToks, and they're like, if you're a teenager and you got a house, food, water, you don't need to have no attitude. Baby, have your attitude. Have your attitude. Because you didn't ask to be here. And it's your parents' job to make sure that, yes, your basic necessities are taken care of, that you got clothes on your back, but they're also supposed to teach you lessons. They're supposed to help you figure out what's going on. They're supposed to guide you through life. That's why they're supposed to be parents. People just have kids for no fucking reason. They just to have kids. And your parents are supposed to, like, oh, you got an attitude right now, what's going on? Oh, my teacher picking on me. Oh, okay, let's go talk to the teacher, solve this right now. Not just, why you got an attitude? You don't need to have no attitude. And it's like, see what's wrong with your kid. I'm sorry, y'all. It's allergy season. Okay, stay with me. But, yeah, just don't. Teenagers go through a lot. And there's no obvious signs of why they should have an attitude at home. It's coming from somewhere else. So if they're good friends, you need to know, okay, well, let's go find you some new friends that you're not stuck feeling this way about them, because they're not going nowhere, probably. If they're bad, they're not going nowhere. And you got to find some more friends that are like you. And I don't know. teenagers, if you are struggling, just know I feel you. That shit weighed a lot on me, just because it was like nothing. It was nothing I could do. I was only a kid. I was only a child. I was supposed to still be in. I'm still probably still supposed to be being taken care of. Like, it's people my age still living with their parents. Their parents paying for everything. But no, since 16, it's been on me. Since 14, I've had shame. Since, like, things have happened. And none of it was my fault. None of it. None of it. And so, I guess if what I'm saying is don't feel like it's your fault. Even though like, I know it's hard to say that because you're going to feel what you feel anyways, but just know it's not your fault. And that it's two options for you. I'm going to let you know two options. Option number one is you can keep feeling that way, keep swallowing that shit, and going through life mad at the fucking world. Or you let go and do what you need to do to elevate to a higher level. Because for me, I knew I was sitting in church and I knew I had to let that shit go with my cousin. Because even though she signed up to take care of me and she didn't do that, that wasn't my fault either. And so I had to let that hurt go in order to better myself, because otherwise I was just going to turn out just like her. There ain't no point in that. So I let that go. I told her I forgave her. And I ain't really tried to talk to her since. I don't have no obligation to talk to her. I don't have an obligation to have a relationship with her. She there, I'm not. Just know that. And point blank period. Like, just move on with your life. Just know that you don't owe nobody shit. You don't owe nobody shit. Unless you owe them some money, then you owe them money. But you don't owe nobody shit in this life except for yourself. So, if anything you learn from this today, just know that you can either keep sitting where you at, or you can do better. You can go higher. It's only up from here. Ain't no sense in going down just cause it's gonna cause you more problems down the road. So might as well just go up from here. And I guess that's all I got to say. This was a long podcast. I just had to get that off my heart for y'all. Share with y'all these experiences, these stories. Oh, I said I was gonna talk about the first grade teacher with the grease in my hair and shit. Yeah, fuck that. Put all the grease you want in your fucking head, okay? Cause ain't nobody gonna do your hair but you, or your mama, or whoever. Okay, ain't nobody got to worry about your head but you. Don't let nobody tell you how to run your life, or tell you how to tell your mama to run your life. Okay. So yeah, y'all be safe. Just try to sit with what I've said and what you've experienced in your own lives. I don't know what's going on in your life, but just sit, think about it, and you know what? Plan your next steps. How you want the next year, the next month to go for you, and see where you'll be in a month. All right. Bye, y'all.